So how do we go about checking our disc brake pads? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. So these are what your disc brake pads look like when they're out of the bike. And looking down from the top of them, they look exactly the same. But this one here is a brand new pad. And you can see, so this area that's right here, this is the actual brake pad part. And then this is just the metal backing plate that's on it. And if you see the width of it, the pad, when they're brand new, is actually a bit wider than the metal backing plate. And then I'll show you this one right here is all worn out. So you can see as I turn it, I can show you up close. So see how the pad section right here on the inside is actually quite a bit thinner than the backing plate. And these also wear uneven. You can see this section's a little thinner than this section over here. So what I'll show you on the bike when we're looking at it, how to look for just this intersection right here. And usually when the pad part is thinner than the metal plate, that's when it's time to consider changing them out. You can go a little bit past that, but I wouldn't let them go too far. I've actually seen these where the brake pad itself completely wears down and people have just been grinding the plate, this backing metal plate, right onto the rotor. And that's just gonna screw them all up. And instead of just needing to get new pads, you'll need to get new rotors also. So let me show you on the bike how to check this, and you can determine to see if you need new brake pads or not. So to check your brake pads on your bike, what I recommend is having some kind of like little flashlight. This helps a whole bunch so you can actually see down in there, and I'll show you what to look for. And don't forget to hit that like button. So to give you guys some kind of cool behind the scenes, here's how I'm going to try to show you the brake pads on the inside. As you can see, I've got the camera pointing right down into the brakes. So you kind of need to get your head right where that camera is and look down, and then you'll see it look like this. And then I'll show you, if you're looking in that position, what to look for. So let's check it out. So back here from this position, you want to grab your like little flashlight. Any flashlight will work. And then if I can zoom way in on these guys here. So now down in here in the brake section, if you can see right in the middle of the brake, you'll see the rotor. And when I move the wheel, you can see the motor actually spin. So this little metal part, this kind of rounded metal part in the middle is just a spring, and that's just holding the brakes open. So on the outside here, you can see these two little arms are the metal plates. And then on the inside of the springs are the actual brake pads. So when you look down in here, you're looking for the brake pads that are right on the outside of the rotor. And the rotor is that moving part. So what I try to do is I compare that part of the brake pad to the metal plate itself. And once that inner pad section is thinner than the actual metal plate, that's when I would want to change these out, because that generally means they're starting to get pretty worn. And like I said, you can go past that, but just be really careful. If they start getting too thin and the brake, the metal plate in the back actually starts grinding onto the rotor, then instead of just needing new pads, you might need a whole new rotor also. So part of it's just, you know, looking down in here, seeing which part's the actual pad. And I'll see if I can point it out. So it's on the inside of these springs. And then once that pad is thinner than the plate, you can go ahead and change these guys out. So hopefully now you know what to look for when you're actually inspecting your disc brake pads, and you can catch them before they get too worn out and totally ruin your rotors and everything like that. And I have a whole playlist right here of other things that you can do to work on your own bike. So if you want to check that out, that would be awesome. See you guys on the next one.